Hello YouTube and welcome back to my channel. Now in today's video we are going to be going over the very best PC settings for Warzone inside of Season 6. And don't worry, if you have got a lower end PC, this video is still for you. There's a few tips and tricks that you can take away from today's video. Now as much as what I'm about to talk about in today's video is definitely going to help your gameplay, I can't stress enough that you have to get your PC optimized at least every 6 months in my opinion. Just like you would take your car to the garage to get serviced, you need that exact same thing for your PC to make sure it's running as efficiently as possible. And that's where my guy Real2B comes in. This guy is an absolute wizard when it comes to PCs, and he will give you the best possible performance, the lowest latencies, and a competitive edge over everyone else not using this service. He'll take over your PC and optimize your Windows, your game, and even advanced features like the BIOS of your motherboard. I can't stress enough, the first time I ever used this guy, he managed to get me 50 extra frames, and my game was running as smooth as it's ever ran. I have left a link in the description box down below, guys, so give it a click and check him out, man. But without further ado, let's crack on with the video. So first things first, guys, you might know this, you might not know this, but you want to come into interface and then come down into color filter settings and then change your color filter to filter 2, set it to both and keep it on 100 and 100. It just makes your game look that little bit better, and it's honestly, if you try it with it on and off, you can definitely see the difference. Just a little bonus tip there. Okay guys, so keep it in the interface here. You want to come down to minimap shape and have it as square, because square shows more of the map than circle, which is obviously a bonus. Minimap rotation, I have it on so it turns when I turn. I think that's a good thing to have on. And then crosshairs, you want it on as static, for obvious reasons. When you're trying to aim and shoot people, you don't want your crosshairs moving all over the shop. It's in one fixed place all of the time. And then if you click to show more, center dot on, again, it's a good little visual to know where you are on the center. And just for when you're turning, when people talk about centering, turning, having that white dot where you think an enemy might be, just a visual representation of where it is. It's like a cheat code. And then I'll have it on larger. There's default, which is smaller, larger, and then largest. I think largest is a bit big, takes a bit too much of the space up. You might like it. I'll have it set to larger. Okay, guys, so we're going to quickly blast through my audio settings. There's not much to really go through here. Obviously, you want to be on headphones. If you're not using headphones, purchase a pair of headphones. It's super important. I have it on default system device, and apparently the best thing to have is stereo for your output. However, as we all know, Call of Duty audio is pretty damn bad. Now, unless you're going to use something like Artist Wars audio plugin, which is really good, which I haven't got, other than that, you are going to have issues with dead spots with no audio, no footstep sound. That is just part and parcel of COD at this point. Okay. As for volumes, basically anything that's like music outside of the game, I don't have it. And I have my my announcer sound just turned down a little bit so it doesn't distract from, again, listening out for other things. But music, juggernaut sounds, get them off. Coming a bit further down, guys, super important, mono audio, you want that off. Basically, when you turn that on, it makes your left speaker and your right speaker amalgamate into one. So if someone's coming from your left, normally with it off, you can hear that directionally in your left ear, or from the right, you hear it in the right. When it gets amalgamated into the same one, you hear in left and right footstep audio through, like, distributed 50-50, so you don't actually know the direction of where the enemy's coming from. So make sure you keep that off. Okay, guys, so let's get into the meat and bones of today's video, the graphic settings, which is probably why you're all here. Straight away, you want to be in full screen exclusive. You can be in full screen borderless, but just know that it gives you more input delay. But if you're tabbing in and out of the game a lot, if you're doing that whilst in exclusive, it can make your game super choppy and mess with it. So if you are going out to change Spotify, if you're live streaming, you want a single PC setup, whatever it might be, you might want to be on borderless, but overall, the best place for you to be is in full screen exclusive. Obviously, that's the monitor that you're using, the GPU that you're using, and then you want it in the highest refresh rate that you can offer, which is the one that I've got on here. And again, same with the display resolution. I can have it as 40. If yours is 1080, just set it as high as you can give it. Coming down to display gamma, you want that set to 2.2 if you're using a monitor, and you want it as 2.4 BT if you're on TV. So just bear that in mind. And when it comes to brightness, I have it on 60. That's my sweet spot. I'd say anywhere between 50 and 70 is probably where you want to be. Any lower than that, it's too dark. Any brighter than that, it's probably too bright. But you just have a play around, see how you do that. I have NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency on. You can set that to on plus boost if you have got a lower end PC. I've got quite a beefy PC, so I keep it on. But if you have got a lower end, put it on plus boost. And it does give you lower latency, but just bear in mind that it will give you a higher GPU power draw. So you're going to be using more of your GPU, which you already want to use for your game. So just bear that in mind. Both these things you want off. And then your custom frame limiter, I have it on unlimited. You should just have it on limited as well. That's the best for you. It's going to give you the best possible frames when you give you them. Okay, now moving into quality. When it comes to render resolution, I have it set to 100. That's literally the sweet spot that you want to be. You can go slightly higher. Anything less than that, it's going to look super, like, pixelated. Anything higher than that, it's going to almost look too sharp. So 100's the best place to be. But again, have a check and see how you feel. But I would also say the higher you go, the less frames you are going to get from that. Okay. What I found to be the best upscale and sharpening is the Fidelity FX cast, which most people are probably using. And I have the strength set to 80. I did have it at 100, but it took so many frames away from us. And I prioritize low latency and frames over quality of the game itself. So I found 80 is my sweet spot for how the game looks good. But also I'm getting the most frames that I could probably get. But on 100, it was too much. And then moving down one more, guys. The variable rate shading, I have that on. It basically takes slight quality of the image where it's not focused and puts it in where it's focused where you're looking. It's very, very good. I have it on. And moving down, guys, you'll see that we're going for performance over anything else. Texture resolution, you want it very low. The next one down, you want that on low. Depth of field, obviously you want that off. When you ADS with depth of field on, it makes everything blurry. You want to be able to see as much as possible in the game, so have that off. Level of detail, you want that on low. Particle, very low. Again, as you can see in the image, when thermite's going off and stuff like that, and fragments off frag grenades or whatever, the particle quality isn't high, and it's just going to drain performance, so you don't need that on. Bullet impacts, I think that's personal choice. I have it off. If you like to see recoil controls in the firing range, stuff like that, you can keep it on to see what the recoil pedal is. I don't really care, so I have that off. Next one down, off. Shader quality, you want that on low. On-demand texture streaming, you want that on minimal. Okay. Local streaming texture quality, you want that on normal. And then going down to shadow and lighting, you want shadow quality on very low. Screen space shadows off. Ambient occlusion off. Screen space correction off. Static correction quality on low. Environment tessellation off. Volumetric low. Next one off. Weather grade off. You don't need any of this. Water quality again off. And that's basically the settings for this part of it. Okay, guys, very straightforward for optimizing for performance for anything else. So really, if you've got a lower end PC or a higher end PC, get maximum frames, the more smoothest feeling game without making the game look bad, I would recommend these settings on here. And then moving on to view, guys. For field of view, you want that on a pretty high, so you get to see more in the image as you're moving along. But again, that's going to have more impact on your graphics usage. I have it backed all the way to 120. It's what I've always used. The sweet spot is between 110 and 120. So have a fiddle and see what feels good for you. As for ADS field of view, you want that on affected, which means when you go into ADS, it doesn't put you back into independent, but put you back into FOV. You want to be still at 120 or whatever it is. It gives you less visual recoil and you can still see more of the game. So you want that on affected. Weapon field of view, you want that on wide. World motion blur, when you turn and stuff like that, it gives me car and seasickness type of thing. But you just want that off again, because when you want it to move, you want to see it be as smooth as possible. If you have it on, you're going to get blur. Yes, it might look a little bit more realistic, but you are going to miss enemies here and there because of the blur out. Because again, weapon motion blur, you want that on off. Film grain, off. You want it to look as smooth and clear as possible. The film grain just isn't good for you. Yeah, and then the last one, guys, inverted flashbang. Obviously, when you get flashbang, that goes white and it's quite bright on the screen. If you put it on, it basically makes it black and a bit more dull, which is good for your eyes. It's not really a quality thing. It's just a personal preference thing. I'd turn it on, but again, give it a try. But it's definitely better in my opinion. So that's going to conclude today's video, guys. I hope it has helped. I've tried to keep it as short and concise as possible for your benefit, really. And I hope you get the best possible performance and smoothness in-game experience as you can possibly get. And I hope you've learned something in today's video. But that's going to do it, guys. I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you.